Now welcome to another edition of News from Naboo with Thor's Lightning Cakes. And let's get right to the news.
Okay, well, Andor, Star Wars, you could say, I suppose, released another one of their behind-the-scenes featurette-type things.
Declassified things, yeah.
And
we
it was
just watched
full
it,
of
yeah.
so many cool tidbits that if you don't want to spend 13 minutes watching it, you can spend possibly less than
12
that
minutes probably.
watching this.
We'll save you a minute.
But they started out by talking with Diego Luna kind of about the challenges with having each of these blocks be 1 year apart.
Yeah, blocks is what Tony Gilroy calls them.
Yeah,
Everybody else, or at least I call them arcs. I don't know, whatever.
But he calls them blocks, so I'm going to call them blocks for now.
Building blocks.
Building blocks.
Building Andor.
And they're saying that that structure is meant for the audience to try and fill in some of the assumed gaps and stuff. And that it's interesting because that's what we exactly have to do. Like, we can get surprised by things because things are happening at
Off screen.
Yeah,
over the course of a year.
Mm-hmm.
Like when suddenly Cinta comes back and is like...
Yeah, she's a very different person.
Yeah.
Vel is a very different person. She's more mature, you could say. It seems like she's grown up quite a bit. Yeah. Perrin has changed.
I'm proud of Perrin.
Yeah, so
I think he goes bad though. I think he's gonna betray Mon somehow. And
it's gonna break
my heart.
I don't know. I don't know if he killed her.
I don't know. I don't think he's gonna. Well, we know he's gonna kill her or anything like crazy, but I don't know.
But then Diego Luna talks about how important Bix and Cassian's relationship is to season 2 of Andor. He says, in the first season, we tried a lot to make sure Cassian seemed like a normal and regular guy. But we're missing one thing, which is love. It was really important to explore how, as a couple, they managed to keep moving in this spy world.
I swear the show is about relationships. When you really stop and think about it, how many people are like in some sort of a relationship?
Well, it's a character building story.
Well, yeah, it's all 100%. Character driven. Yeah. But I mean, even you have like Luthen and Clea, you don't necessarily think of, I mean, they're not like a couple, but at the same time,
it's this
team. You got Mon and Perrin, you got Cyril and Dedra,
Vel and Cinta,
Bix and Cassian, and Mon and Director Krennic. I think those two would get along quite nicely.
I don't think I agree with. But no, it is all about relationships,
really
how these people treat each other, what that makes them do, how it changes them as people. It's very interesting.
Yeah.
Adriana, who plays Bix, talks about how she is kind of coming off of season 1, where we know she was damaged mentally, you could say, by Gorst, and then what happened, the Bixident, we could say, in Block 1. Yeah. She says, Bix is destroyed, she's killed people, she wants to be strong, and she wants to be tough. It kind of does the opposite. It makes her rebellion more internal and self-destructive. She feels broken and defeated. And then we moved into the block last week where she kind of revitalized.
Yeah, I think killing Gorst is a revitalizer for her. Kind of a closure to that, in a way. I mean, it's always going to haunt her, but...
But I think that started to help her pick herself up.
Oh, for sure, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Even Luthen recognized the fragility of Bix and was kind of more on the level to her, more empathetic when he showed up there to get a job done. Yeah. He was like, she is broken. I can't put this on her right now.
But is that because he's like worried about her, or because he's like, she might not be the right person for the job right now?
According to Stellan Skarsgård, he described his character coming to see Bix and how that conversation went as, if he doesn't have empathy, then he has got nothing to do in the revolution, because the reason for the revolution is empathy.
Interesting, because you get the impression his character has kind of lost empathy, where he's just so out of touch.
But maybe something in how she is triggers a memory for him.
It could be. I mean, I'm not going to argue against what he says he's the character and all that. But I mean,
I think he knows.
Well, yeah, but I mean, I think the way he is portrayed, I feel like at every turn they're making examples or trying to like point out like, hey, he doesn't think about things that like when he's talking to Mon Mothma at the party and it's like, hey, or Mon's like, can you have Vel contact me? And he's like, why? What do you need? Well, I just want to talk to my cousin. I care about her. It's not a matter of like, I need something from her.
Well, and maybe he's worried that Mon is slipping and...
Yeah, sure, there's that too. But you know what I mean? I get a lot of the... or a lot of time I get the impression he's just kind of like, I don't see people in terms of like people. I see them in terms of like assets, and that's about it.
And then they talked a lot about the Gorman city of Palmo. It was a huge centerpiece. It was giant. Literally a giant thing. I mean, the whole thing centers around this courtyard. Yeah. Courtyard that apparently had a massacre 13, they give an exact number, 13 years ago. Directly taken from Legends, from the like Star Wars Legends role-playing book, the Rebel Alliance source book published in 1990. And it's a place that Star Wars fans have been talking about for a long time because nobody knew what it actually
nobody knew anything about Gorman.
In canon. Nobody knew anything about it. But now they got to bring it in, and they designed it based on northern Italy. It's got plazas and coffee shops and that fashion-forward kind of aesthetic. Yeah. It was beautiful to look at. They said it's the largest set for Season 2. They say it's akin to Ferrix in scale and detail. They say not only do you have the courtyard built out, but the shops that connect to the courtyard are all built. So you could walk and follow the camera right on into a shop.
See, that should be like Galaxy's Edge. No Batu, give us...
Well, just so many details. Like I pointed out to you, when you're looking at like one of the restaurants and stuff, there's like these murals of the spiders on the wall because it's a huge part of their culture and their whole fashion world. And I'm like, oh my god, the mosaic spiders. That makes perfect sense.
No, I agree. A lot of attention to detail just makes it feel like a real place.
Yeah. We got to see all these shots of like residents just going about their lives, looking at their clothes. They said it's not just building the physical part of it, it's building the culture. We wanted to make a planet where there's a population that really is insular and has a very rich tradition. And you can see it. You can definitely see that.
Well, they pull it off so well. I mean, the world building in this arc or across Gorman is just fantastic.
I like how unique it feels. It doesn't feel like, oh, we went to another Star Wars planet. Here's the run-of-the-mill checkbox culture. No, this feels entirely unique to a different location.
Yeah, I mean... like a show like Bad Batch or something where they're always going to new different planets. And I'm not criticizing Bad Batch. I understand they're not going to put the detail or pour all the detail into a random city they go to. But they always feel like generic alien city on generic planet, where this feels like it has culture.
Well, it's so cool because it contrasts so starkly to the big set being Ferrix from Season 1.
Yeah.
Ferrix was a beautiful culture-based, everything made sense that they did there.
Yeah, exactly.
They dressed in like earth-toned work clothes, because that's what they did. Then you move to somewhere like Gorman, which has an entirely new aesthetic. People dress differently. They talk differently. It's great.
Yeah, you can tell the difference in the planets just by like looking at the people and the surroundings. It just feels different. And again, when you go to something like Bad Batch, it's like, oh, generic alien world number 2. And it's like, and again, I'm not criticizing it. I get that you're not going to spend all that time for a 5-minute, scene in Bad Batch. But it is nice when you're going to linger there that they put the time into it.
They obviously mentioned the Gorman Front being based on the French Resistance. The language they speak, they hired all French actors, by the way. Why? Because they wanted to use the French phonetics. That's why everything sounds very French. Because they're speaking in the same phonetical speech patterns that the French people do.
Oui. Sorry.
But they replaced everything word by word with a new, full vocabulary that the actors would speak in between takes to each other as like their own secret language. So the Gormans could speak Gorman.
Gore to each other, yeah.
It's gore, yeah. It's great. I think that's so cool that they take the time to do that.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, it's amazing.
Mm-hmm. I mean, the Gormans don't even know why are they the focus of the Empire. Why are they here? And it's.
They're gonna find out because there's gonna be another Gorman massacre, and I think he said it's gonna be next, which we kind of figured. We already knew that, but
you jump right to the end of like I have things in order, and you.
That's what I do. I purposely try to.
Oh, you messed me all up. Now I have to figure out where I am. Denise,
you're here.
Denise
you're right here.
Mentioned that she researched female psychopaths.
You totally.
And how they manipulate other people into doing their bidding rather than doing it themselves, like she's doing with Cyril. So she's kind of acknowledging that her character's a little bit of a psychopath.
You missed your chance to huff some Idonium.
Nope, not doing that with you.
No, I like that she's talking about female psychopaths, yes.
Mm-hmm. And then our actress who plays Bix, once again, commented how at the end she gets to put on the iconic Cassian jacket. She's back into her boots. She feels more tough. That's not what she said.
What did she say? Badass?
And you feel Bix standing back up on her feet. Cassian, a.k.a. Diego Luna, says this season is about love and what it means to love in the middle of a revolution.
Yeah, I agree.
Mm-hmm. Yes, and Tony Gilroy, like you already spoiled, did say that they're coming to the drop date where the Empire cannot continue with the construction of the Death Star without destroying Gorman. And that's where we arrive in the third block.
Mm-hmm.
Here it comes. Super exciting.
Buckle up, Gorman. You're going down.
Oh. We know they have to go down. We know.
Yeah, well, we already know because Mon Mothma... Spoiler alert from Mon Mothma.
Not only from her, but we know the Death Star gets built. Spoiler from New Hope.
Well, sure, but...
Gosh, New Hope spoiled things for Andor?
It did, yeah. I totally...
How dare they?
How dare they ruin it?
We knew it was going to get built.
No consideration for Andor, which would happen 47 years later.
How could they? All right, wrap us up
so
I can get to the super secret news.
Oh, well, you can't tell them it's there, then it's not
there
super secret.
There may not be. Go ahead.
Okay, well, that's all we got for you this time. Now it's your turn. Take to the comments below. Tell us what you think of any and all of today's news, and let's talk some Star Wars. And so, until next time...
Super secret news.
Thanks for...
Newsing? No, I found this image during the production stuff I look at, and fun fact, during Block 1's awkward dinner party, we shall call it, between Cyril, Dedra, and Edie Karn, there's a picture at the table, when they were recording session or whatever. Dedra's wearing slippers.
Yes.
She's wearing like her little Ugg boots, and it just reminded me of Tarkin. I was like, oh my god.
Yeah, Peter Cushing.
Gotta be comfy.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, slippers on.
She didn't wear those nice heels the whole dinner party. No. She put on her comfy shoes.
Yep. Just like, it's one of the privileges of the Empire, moving up the ranks. You get to wear comfy shoes.
And as soon as I saw that, I was like, oh my god.
Perfect, yes.
Comfy shoes on an Imperial. Who'd have thought?
All right. Thanks for watching.